Well, hi there. We're going to try this again. About an hour ago, I did a stream with a similar setup to this, except we didn't turn the mic on for the camera. And I was using the camera mic rather than the mic in the ATEM. So for those people, and there were people who stopped in to say hello and didn't hear anything, you have my apology. So let me explain what it is that I'm doing tonight. I've set up an ATEM, that's a Black Magic Designs ATEM Mini Pro, which happens to be right here, which is then connected to YouTube via the YouTube website and the ATEM software control. And I've got multiple cameras set up just to practice. But so it's not just to practice and we can do something. I'm going to talk about some cameras that I use and lens combinations for a couple of moments, so we actually have some real content here. Now, if you're watching, please continue watching. I really want your input on a number of things. Big on the quality of the stream, and that's both the technical quality of the stream, obviously last time, no mic does hurt, and content. This is real content that I'm going to do tonight, but it's not the final content. I'm primarily looking to do live streams from travel locations, at airports, and events. Although I may do a regular live stream on topics or to present what it is I'm doing in the future. But this presentation is on what do I shoot with? And I've got three cameras for this presentation. The first one is my pride and joy combo. This is my Canon 5D-SR. I've been a Canon user for years. I've been a Canon user since I walked into a camera store in Maryland looking for a tilt-shift lens for a Pentax, and they didn't have one, but they had one for a Canon. So I bought the lens and the cheapest Canon I could find that would hold the film straight so that I could shoot tilt-shift. And I've been shooting Canon ever since. So the 5D-SR is an extraordinarily sharp camera. 5D-SR has a 50.6 megapixel sensor, full frame. It's a monster. It also has eliminated some of the screens in front of the sensor to make it even sharper, but it could lead to aberrations if I don't do it right. And then on top of this, I have my Zeiss 17 millimeter f2.8 ZE lens. Now the ZE lens is an EF lens that gets the electronics out of all of your EF mounts, but does not have camera was beeping, but does. So for some reason, oh hi, I've got the other camera on as well. Hi, so this is a GoPro 12 Black, which has HDM sitting to my right, and on the main one, that's a Canon G50 video camera. So where was I in the story? So this is my 5D-SR with the Zeiss 17 millimeter f2.8. This lens is just incredibly sharp. And handles micropixels better than any lens I've ever seen. Go pull up Google and check the reviews of this lens. You'll find it mind-boggling. However, I use this combination to take some of the worst videos of my entire life. And it was extraordinarily expensive. I was in Hawaii. Now, when I go to Hawaii, it may be different than the way you go to Hawaii, because I flew to Honolulu, and I've done it several times, so I have a relationship where I rent an airplane at Honolulu International, and then island hop from place to place around the islands for a couple of days. On this particular trip, I'd gone to Hilo and then I'd gone to Hana and then over to Hilo. The Hana to Hilo flight was fantastic. The most beautiful sights I've ever seen in my life, and there is a video on YouTube. And then I went up to the Hawaiian Volcano National Park. All kinds of issues there because many of the buildings have been damaged in a recent volcano, of all things. So I drove down to the ocean. I'm on this black lava that runs into the ocean. I've got this combination, and I want to shoot a video of the waves splashing over the lava. But I've got a 5D with all kinds of resolution and no image stabilization. I've got no tripod. I don't think I could get a tripod. I could barely walk on these rocks. So I've got this great combination, and I would have been better off to have the GoPro. Just take it off and hold it in my hands. Would have gotten a better video. So when I talk about use case for equipment, and I do a lot, it's because there is no best camera. There is no best lens. This is the best camera for a certain circumstance. This is the best lens for a certain circumstance. Together, they're extraordinary in that circumstance, just mind-bogglingly detailed on architectural and landscapes. But for shooting video where you don't need 50 megapixels, and you don't need all of the micropixels this lens provides, but what you really needed was some image stabilization. This doesn't work. Great combination. You'll see this a lot. Next item. I have for years, ever since I bought before I got my first 5D, I was shooting APS sensors, the original digital sensors from Canon were not full frame. Full frame, didn't come really into vogue until the 5D. So, like when I was in Africa, I shot a lot of pictures on my 5D, and I shot a lot of pictures with my 50D, which was an ASP. And the reason for using the 50D was because it had a, oh golly gee willikers, the camera's making noise again. Since I'm the only person here, let me go see what it's making noise about this time. It's evidently my A card on the camera had been filled up, and I was operating under what I turned out to be the mistaken belief that it would just roll to the B card. On this camera, my R7, you're shooting pictures, it runs out of A, it goes to B. For some reason, the G50 didn't do that, so I had to go flip the cards. And when I did that, I didn't turn the camera on to record again. And for some reason, this camera has a limit on the amount of time, that's probably a good idea, it has a limit on how long it'll run if I'm not recording. So I had to turn on record. There's probably some setting I need to go and make a flash card for when I'm using it as without recording, what I need to reset. So back to the R7. So this R7 is my latest and my current crop sensor camera. And it is mind-bogglingly good. It focuses like crazy. It's high speed. This is Canon's best crop camera. And a crop camera provides you with more reach, and in a strange happenstance, the size of a 35 millimeter film sensor is about the same as an ASP sensor. So the size of this sensor is pretty close to the next camera we'll show. But this thing provides me with an awful lot of reach. And there's a difference. I'll do a whole show on the difference between photo and digital when you're talking about cropping and the value of cropping. It's a totally different math. But this one provides me with more reach. If I've got this thing set up on just standard crop, it gives me a 1.6 times. So this is a 200 millimeter 2.8 L glass that I've got on here, which is extraordinarily sharp. It is sharper than the 70 to 200 glass. It's a prime. Prime glass is always sharper. It doesn't have any stabilization. So this has been a tripod lens for me until I got the R7. And for the first time, I got a camera that has the stabilization inside the body rather than in the lens. And so I can hand shoot this tracking airplanes, and I've done it. You've probably seen the videos if you ever watch my channel. And shooting, 4K 60 frame per second airplanes handheld is mind-boggling, but this puppy will do it. And there's an additional crop when I go to shoot that 60 frames per second, okay, which gives me even more crop, but that's even more reach. So I'm at 300 and it's 1.6, 320 effective when I'm on the regular crop, and I think it goes another 1.2. So I'm sitting around 400 millimeter effective size on this thing. It's just mind-boggling. Now this combination of these two are a decade. They still make this one, but I purchased them like a decade apart, and their combination is incredible. I mean, I will handhold a 200 millimeter for anything now because of the extraordinary stabilization I've got on the body, amazing autofocus. I just love this. And I gotta tell you, for those of you who are wondering why I didn't get like the R5, I actually went to Canon CPS and borrowed an R5. And actually I took my first plane spotting with an R5. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all as a replacement for my 5D because I hate the digital viewfinder for taking photographs. I mean, it's a big problem with this thing for photographs. But for video, it's wonderful. Anyway, so, and also the reach. I mean, my 100 to 400, becomes a 160 to 640. You want to go grab something far, you want to go take a lion from far away, that reach is important if you've got really good glass. So get the glass with the red on it, okay? And then you've got, without putting any additional extenders on it, you can go the whole range. And then if you have the added reach, which only applies in video and not in film. Now I got one more that's wild and crazy for you, and then we'll close this up. This is the newest toy, and this is a Black Magic Pocket, and Pocket comes from an earlier version of this one because this one really doesn't fit in your pocket anymore. Pocket cinema camera. And if you go through reading this stuff, the people who use this camera, really, it looks to me like they don't want me to use the camera. I mean, they really don't. Their messaging is, I'm just inferior. Okay, so my camera just made more noise. Let me go check it again. Sorry. Okay, we're gonna finish up quick. But this one would be tough to handhold because it doesn't have stabilization, and also it doesn't have ongoing autofocus. However, I have put my 100 millimeter 2.8 Macro IS on this, and I'm going to be going out and doing some macro. And I think I can also do some far away because this also has a system where it crops in for different ranges. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Yeah, this one. This is the 100 on the Black Magic, and this is the 6K with 6K G2. And I've got two types of stabilization on this. It's a wonderful stabilized lens. It is sharp. Some people believe that this 100 millimeter f2.8 is the sharpest lens that Canon makes, and I'm close to that. Could be. I haven't used everything Canon has. Most of the stuff they have is pretty sharp. So there you have it. That's a short discussion on equipment that I use, Canon based, and we're doing this live streaming. And after I say goodbye to all of you, one, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I really want your comments. I want your comments on the type of quality, the type of situations you'd like to see live streaming used. Okay? If you've got comments, you want to tell me that I'm all wrong and that I should be using a Minolta camera, feel free to go with that too. So thanks for watching, and have a really, really good day.